You're on.
Okay. Woo! It's just another day here in Cleopatra Art Studios, and I want you guys to paint Hello Fall, the pumpkin spice door hanger. Because yesterday was what, Sydney?
Pumpkin spice latte day.
Pumpkin spice latte day. Did you all get your pumpkin spice lattes? Even if you didn't want them, you probably went and got one. It's the biggest, it has to be the biggest day. What do you think? Do you think the peppermint mochas at Christmas time are as big, Sid?
No.
Okay, let's get started. We're going to start with a wood cutout. This is MDF board, and then if you get these from us, we do trace the design. I love pumpkin spice. Hey, Sid, on the screen, can you see everything? And then okay, so we're doing things a little different today because Facebook is having a glitch. Normally I can flip my camera and you guys could read the words just fine, but you cannot today. It also looks really cute with a dollar store bow with a little extra burlap on it. How cute is that? Kind of ties all those colors together. Want me to hold it up?
Yeah.
Okay, just pretend like it's hot glued. It's been hot glued. And then if you're not a bow person, just, you know, skip that part. We're going to use white, raw sienna, or as the kids in the studio call it,
Baby poop.
Baby poop. And white. It's a very odd color. Hold on a second. And we're going to use brown and white. This looks like black, but it's brown. Some green. Should I do teal on this one, Sydney?
Yes.
Okay, we're doing a little switcheroonie. We're going to do some teal. Some teals, some oranges. Just going to kind of go for it. It's a big surface, and you don't want to use your best paintbrushes on wood. And then the people that purchase these kits from us, we use this as a tutorial. Do you have, oh boy. New dog has bunny ears on. So you're going to take your sandpaper and you're going to sand the edges. Just know that nothing's perfect. These are all real quirky, which is part of the fun. I'm just going to grab my chip brush, real big brush, and I'm going to make the color for the lid. Hey, by the way, can you see this one?
Yes.
Why don't we, can you hand me that easel and I will go ahead and prop that up so everyone can see. I like to thin my paint down with a little bit of water when I'm painting on wood. Thanks, love. You're trying really hard not to get on the screen today, but you look adorable. Bunny ears and all. So you'll have to forgive us keeping it real today. We're getting ready to go on a little hike here because it's finally cooled off enough that you can do it without dying. It was pretty hot. So if you're just joining, tell me where you're from. And do you like pumpkin spice lattes? Watch everyone showing today would probably be like, nope. And Sydney will holler off any questions you have for me or anything interesting.
My favorite was the salted caramel mochas, and they did not bring them back this year.
They're not bringing them back? Well, they're bringing back some, sorry Starbucks, the apple drinks. Keep the apple in the martini. Maybe it'll be a seller. What do you think? Do you think that's going to be a seller?
I've seen people like try it on like TikTok or whatever, and they're like,
oops.
no.
Oops, sorry. It's kind of like, sorry, I'm going to get a couple things to prop up. It's kind of like when Red Robin brought in the pizza. I was like, come on, guys. You guys are burger people. But my son works at Red Robin, and he's like, pizzas are a really big seller, and they're delicious. So sometimes it happens. But I'm guessing you probably were all thinking apple. That's the best. Why not caramel apple? Mmm.
I don't have an answer for you for that one.
I don't have an answer either. So anyway, I get a lot of business from Starbucks, so I am not dissing them. Just thinking, you know, research and development. Maybe it'll be the big seller. And you can all kind of mock me. It probably is the big seller. So if you're just joining, tell me where you're from. Tell me if you like pumpkin spice. And I do, but I gotta tell you, at this age, I've had to like skinny down my drink so much it's like a why bother. So that's what I walk up to my counter and I'm like, I want a why bother. That's a decaf, 1 pump, coconut milk, extra hot.
And that's what I did yesterday.
Yeah, you didn't drink it, I noticed. Okay, so you'll have a little texture, but we'll just come back and finish. You can clean your paintbrush, but since I'm going right into brown and I'm lazy, I'm just going to go ahead and, I know it looks gray and you could easily make a gray, but it's a really dark brown that I added some white to. Where is my black? Oh, there it is. So did you guys watch when we made the porch cleaner yesterday? If you didn't, you want to go see it. It's the Hello Fall porch cleaner. So I'm just going to make a dark brown and add a lot of white to it. It really looks gray. Okay, so that's a pretty good medium for the stripes. I want a really light grayish brown for the cup itself. And you can paint around the sides. I just do that with a little black. I was thinking, Sydney, we normally go where to hike? We go to Phillips Creek. We should do the Liberty Lake hike up and then down the other side.
Oh,
today.
absolutely.
You feel like we have time?
Yeah.
Just gonna go ahead and do the one at the bottom real quick. Bless you, Sid. So I just made that brown. It looks gray because there's a lot of black in my brown. Okay, guarantee we're gonna have a dog situation. So Beauregard the Basset is in here, painting with us because we love Beauregard the Basset. But the new dog, let me call her new dog, she gets a little bored and she's going to probably come up and start picking on our senior Basset. Not very nice. So if you get the kits from us, water down your paints a bit, just so they flow a little bit more. MDF doesn't love getting soaked, so it's not about like a completely saturated color. It's more along the lines of, will my paint flow? Kind of fun. And I love painting on wood. It's actually one of my favorite things to do. Raise your hand if you painted on wood and you love it. Cindy's hands up. She did a porch cleaner. She did the Christmassy snowman one.
Oh gosh, I think I spent 3 days on that.
She had a nose issue. She was not happy with her nose.
I was not happy with my nose.
Let's go ahead and do the first coat on the pumpkin. So I prefer cad orange over chrome orange. I don't know if you guys can see the difference here. There, cad orange is bright and chrome orange is going towards the red side of things. And I like to add a little bit of that burnt sienna, which is the cinnamon color. Come on, paint companies, just name them after food.
Butterscotch.
When we had the studio, I only bought glazes from 2 companies, and one was only because of their names. Teal next time. That was awesome, right? Pink a dot. That was great. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of the cinnamon with the orange, the cad orange. And this is, okay, new dog, what are you doing? This is medium cad. Hey, new dog. Oh, she just demolished her bunny ears. What? You give her something. So Hazel, as my son has named her because of her hazel eyes, got her from the pound. Of course we did. And this is why I love acrylic paint. It just wipes right off. And she definitely is younger than everyone kind of thought she was. She's still kind of in that chewing phase. We were told she's 2. That might just be a standby so that you want to take their doggies home. Are you guys dog people or cat people? We're pretty much, I love them all, but we only ever had dogs. Darn you, allergies. This painting just makes me so happy.
And we made Chex Mix.
Oh my gosh.
It's almost gone.
So it was kind of like Starbucks went pumpkin spice lattes and they whipped us all into shape and we made Chex Mix and fudge. Had to make it twice because something's going on with that recipe. And we just basically, excuse me, we just basically went into full fall mode. Now remember y'all, it was hot, right? Hot last week in the 80s still.
Yeah.
And it still is. It gets warm during the day, but when I opened the doors this morning and let in a cool breeze, it was 50 or something. So I like to just do the first coat in the direction of the segments of the pumpkins. So that's up and down and not back and forth, because that texture layer is going to help you with the next layer. And it's all about, acrylic painting is all about layers. And if you're just getting started with creating, you know, take it easy on yourself. Painting on wood is a really great place to start, because in a couple days when the paint actually cures onto the wood, it's just a fabulous look. And whereas painting on canvas, the layering and how things dry, it's a little trickier. Hey love, would you mind getting me another water bucket? So Cindy has started working. I'm not going to tell you where. You can guess. She still works for Mama. But like I said, I'm really sorry. Facebook has a glitch today, and like I can't reverse the camera so that you guys can read the words regularly. So I was like begging her, Sydney, would you please stand behind the camera like we did in the good old days when we used to have a free paint class every Friday at 10 a.m. and we had to stop that when the kids went back to school. We tried, but we really didn't have anybody watching. And when the kids go to school, I'd love to start it again. It's just, what's a good time to offer a free class? We do have a family night coming up next month. I'll release everything soon. It's a surprise. Those people that are already members, it's free for them. But we're just asking $10 for the class, and it's a fun Halloween painting. So, question. Should the sleeve be light? Do you think the sleeve should be light with the light gray? Or do you think the sleeve should be darker? Because I was going to do two-tone.
Darker.
You want to go darker and then lighter dots? I think so too. In fact, I think so much that I already poured it out on the plate. So all I'm doing is I'm just outlining the space. If you want a smoother look, you can just use a 3/4 flat. Oh, the dog's sleeping. Just use a 3/4 flat. It's nice and soft. It's a good blendy brush. But I really like to kind of get that first coat in. Yes, pumpkin spice latte with a teal liner. That's what it's called, right? The sleeve. Woo.
I want to make my own salted caramel mocha. I'm really still on that.
Like to drink or this?
No, to drink.
Okay.
But it's like, I have to get like the flavors from Cash and Carry.
Yeah, that's just down the street. Skinny girl like you can actually have it and have it be delicious. Mine, it's decaf, 1 pump, low cal, sugar free, watered down coconut milk.
I bet we could make it sugar free if we go to the Cash and Carry.
Sugar free syrups blow.
They're so good.
Suck.
They taste the exact same to
They
me.
do not. Raise your hand.
Same thing with the diet sodas right now that you're like, no.
Oh, they're terrible.
I think they taste the exact same.
So I love Coke Zero. If you don't know that about me, my husband is Diet Coke all the way. Like, you guys, he's got a problem. He's got a habit, and he's got a problem, and they're not that good for you. But I really like Coke Zero, and I maybe would have one. I don't have one every day, I don't think. Do you think, Sid?
Maybe.
I could be wrong. Hey, Sean. Walked right into that video. All the kids, I swear, are your kids like this too? They used to stalk you when you would go to the bathroom when they were little. Or if you'd hide in a closet to cry because things got too much. Okay, it's happened to all of us. Now they wait till I'm live and I'm talking to all of you guys, all of my friends, and they come popping in like, hey Mom, where's the ketchup?
Thank you.
Hey, you can put the fish back in the pond. Okay. Do I want what? Do I want Starbucks? Yes, I want. We have an espresso machine here, guys. We can make our own. Yes.
What do you want?
I don't know. Sydney will text it to you.
Me and her are gonna split a grande almond milk pumpkin spice latte.
I'd do regular milk, unless, you know,
Almond.
almond. Coconut milk wasn't fun. Okay, so I really love the teal. Let me see what it looks like on camera real quick. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. If you can't stick around today, don't worry. You can watch the replay. What do you call this? Stem. I didn't do a green stem. I just did a dark brown stem. But honestly, you can do whatever you want. How cute is this? This is not, I'm going to be honest here, this is not my original design. This is from Southern Adornment. Here we go. And I like to have videos of how to paint it so that when someone comes to a paint party and maybe they can't finish because, you know, baby's home crying or whatever, they can refer to the video. So I thought, why not paint this with you guys? I'm sure you guys knew this, that when you own a painting company, you're sometimes always, well, okay, it wasn't me until this last year. You're paying other people for their designs. Surprise! Kind of how like Painting with a Twist, you know, they have a franchise and they pay for designs or SVGs.
What does that mean?
Oh, SVG. That is like the stencils
Cute.
in computer format. No, they make it so hard to
As
do
much
art.
as I love fall, like paintings and like this and everything, I think your stencil lady, her sayings are a lot cuter in her winter ones.
Yeah, I love it too. So what's your favorite saying?
Oh gosh, in the winter one, baby, it's cold outside.
Maybe it's cold outside. So yes, those of you that know me know that the cutter, what do you call that? The silhouette, the Cricut, it hates me. It hates me. And I did just put my stencils away. I get my stencils. I mean, I cut my own. Don't get me wrong, but I love, if I'm going to go to a party, I love to use reusable stencils. There's a couple different reasons for it. Some of it's just bottom line. Some of it is, you know, hey, we get to use it more than once, so it's better for, you know, like the environment and everything. There's just a lot of reasons why I like it. They cost more, don't get me wrong, but I love essential stencils, and I do have a coupon code. This one I'm going to hand letter, except if you buy it from me, I'll probably have it so you can just trace it with graphite paper. Just make it easy. Essential stencils, they have along all of these. Happy fall, y'all. Here you go. And they do cost around $18, but I have a 10% off coupon, so make sure you use that. It's called Clay Arts 10. Maybe it's Clay Art 10. Maybe there's an S. Maybe there's not an S. Okay, I'm just letting this dry real quick. Gotta give it another coat and do all the detail work. So, and normally I'd be at this point like, okay guys, give it a second coat, and I'm just gonna do the details. But I love painting this so much that I'm actually going to paint it. So if you can't stick around, that's completely fine. If you're like, I have to get a Starbucks right now, go ahead. They're delicious. Oh, this is still kind of plugged up from my party last week at Vintage Vino. And if you couldn't make it, this was one of the designs. Okay, perfect. All right, so my first layer, my beachy top layer is dry. My gray is mostly dry. Everything else is in different stages of dryness. And I tend to wear my art, which is why I put an apron on, even though it clashes with my hair. Okay, gonna make some more beachy color, which is raw sienna and white. And I just downsize to my round paintbrush. It's a number 8. Nope, it's a number 10. But all you need to know, because the numbers aren't standard from company to company, is it's about the size of a pencil. That's a good one. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. The chip brushes are inexpensive. They're 50 cents, something like that. The second coat is making it gorgeous. Beautiful. And I'm just double loading. Fancy term for I dipped in more than one color at one time. Gosh, we should give one of these away, huh?
We should.
We should. We'll give one of these away. We'll ship it to you.
Tell us your favorite fall memory.
I just say, write pick me. Write pick me. And
That's not fun.
that's not fun. And we will pick somebody and we will message you. Hey, you won. And then you can just let me know the best way to get this to you. I'm concerned about my boxes. This is a pretty fat. I wonder if it'd fit in a pizza box.
You have those longer ones.
Yeah, but they're skinny. From when we did the cocoa boxes.
Yeah.
But they're pretty skinny. So I just want to show you the second coat looks fabulous. You know, it's just total coverage. If you're going to do this at home, I would recommend craft paints over artist paints. I'm using a combination of them. Oh, I got my fingerprint there. And I'm not having as good coverage as I would have with craft paint. So the teal I did was craft paint. So I'm going to tell you what happened last night, guys.
Oh.
So what I said to Sean, hey, you can put the fish back in the pond. So we've been all kind of tired. So I was kind of snapping out of it. Obviously like spring, like hay fever kind of thing maybe. Hay fever, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Not really allergies, but just kind of like your eyes are burning a little bit. And you're just really tired. And I'm snapping out of it, but my husband's going into it. And so he normally loves watering all the baskets out front and out back. And I noticed it was almost bedtime and he hadn't done the baskets. He hadn't watered them. So I was like, good wifey. I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and water the baskets. And so I did, and we have a little pond that we have 2 koi fish, and they're the ones that are surviving. The one's fairly fat. It's really large. And what I mean by surviving is they've just been disappearing. So we have found that there's snakes out there. And I don't know if you guys have a snake repellent that works. So last night, we thought we killed them all. Sorry. We thought we encouraged them all to leave. Sorry guys, they're snakes. Ooh, I have a problem. I get it. So I have my flashlight because it's dark, and I have the hose, and I'm just sprinkling the pond just because I get distracted really easy. And I'm like, oh, where are fish? 2 fish, right? And I see one, the tiny one, he's underneath a ledge. And I look, and on top of the water, the really big fat one. I mean, it's fat. Don't you think it's fat? It's laying next to the rocks on its side, and it was like, oh, it's gonna break my husband's heart. We just lost him. And so I sprayed some water on him, and he was like, hey, and he goes back down. And I did it again, and he's like, hey. And Sean's outside with me, and I said, Sean, why don't you, is it stuck? It doesn't seem to be dead. And he walks over there, and a snake had grabbed it by the tail. And this snake is fat, but not as fat as this fish, which was pretty huge. And so I was kind of wondering how he was going to eat it. But anyway, I turned my sprayer to jet. I got him. And the snake let go, and we saved the fish. Today, I'm sure the snake will be back. I hate to say that. So, your dad wonders why I don't go into the backyard without a flashlight. It's not a very big backyard. I'm picking up a little teal, but I know that teal and the orange make a brown. So, I'm okay with it. It's going to just add some shadow. So again, I'm just doing the same colors, the orange, the cat orange, and some cinnamon. So it's not super primary. And it's adding some, low lights, some shadows. I talk hairdresser instead of shadows. It's low lights. Speaking of which, hairdressers extraordinaire.
You want your gloss done?
I gotta get, come on guys. I need a little love.
We'll do it today.
I have my hiking hair on.
We'll do it
I
today.
threw a couple curls in it, but I know it's going to have a hat on in just a minute or two when we're done here. Okay, while this paint is wet, I like to start putting the dry brushing crevices in. You could use an angle brush. Let's face it. Unless you're a painty McFarty pants, you don't have a lot of brushes at home. So what you can do is, I flatten this brush, and I barely put any paint on it, knocks them off, and I just start at the top. It's going to blend with my wet paint. If you want it darker, make it a little darker. I'm going to show you darker. And I love to take my finger and blend it in. Sorry guys. Some of you are not going to want to do that at all. You really don't want to get your finger messy, and I totally respect that. But I am all about getting right in there, leaving a little DNA behind. Okay, now Daisy, the basset, wants out.
I just let her out.
She's a pain. All night long. Our last house had a doggy door. And we can't do it here because we're afraid that...
Do you have the template and the wood cut out for this to buy?
Yeah, we sure do. So if you want, it's $40 for the paints, the wood, everything to go, and we'll ship it for $4 to you. So for $44, everything's paid for. Here we go. I'm going to start at the bottom because I like to have some shadows at the bottom. So I don't go all the way through. Oops, that's pretty dark. Oh, it's really dark. So what I'm going to do is it's just paint, folks. Just going to wipe it off gently. Gently. So yeah, if you want one of these, just message me. If you want to have a paint party with your girlfriends, let me know. We can send as many as you want. If you work at Starbucks and you want one of these, let me know. I have a lot of friends that work at Starbucks. Okay. So I like to give it a edge, like around the sides. It's not, I didn't paint real solid, guys. It's just kind of shaded. I like to go a little bit underneath the stem and then blend it in. Just so it's a little darker there. I like to do a lot of my pumpkin work while it's drying. You know what would be great on this would be gold. I do not have gold on here, but I think it would be lovely. Let's go ahead. I did not bring out a different yellow for mine, but if you had a yellow, you could use it. I'm just going to add some yellow highlights. Again, I like to blend it in. What could you use if you didn't want to use your finger? Another paintbrush, a makeup sponge. And every time I do this at a paint event, yeah, I'll make me do the lettering. I just use chalk and I paint it heavy on the left side. But for the kits, we will definitely send some graphite paper and the words printed out. So you can just put it where you want it and trace it on there. Okay, it's looking pretty good. I do outline it in black. I do add a little white, add some embellishments, but I know it's going to dry really pretty. Okay, getting all that orange out. I feel like my sleeve dried really well. Has a pretty good coat to it because I use, I did use artist paint. Okay, never mind. Normally when I use craft paint, it's a lot better. I had a small little sponge to paint all the dots, and I don't know what I did with it. It's here somewhere. But you can just go ahead and find something that has a flat surface you want to use, or just paint all those dots. Or if you hate, oh, here they are. If you hate dots, don't put them on there, of course. So this is flat. I'm going to go in with light because that was Sydney's call. So if you're just joining, tell us where you're from. Yes, you can buy these from us. So I'm going to just, oh, I love just cheating like that. Woo! So you can wiggle around so it's a little bit bigger. If you hate dots, let me know. Do you like dots? I love dots. I love polka dots. I want some of them to go off of my cup or sleeve, so I will paint those by hand. That way I don't have to come back in and touch up. I like the big one. Mr. Sean went on a Starbucks run. If you missed my rant at the beginning, sorry. I was like, apple? What? Apple drinks? But you don't make it to my age and still be able to drink that kind of stuff very often. Okay, I feel like there's a big hole in the center. Because there is. Just spin in. How easy is that? I used Martha Stewart's little sponge brush for this one, and it's great. But you have to buy a 4-pack or a 5-pack. Oh, here's one of them. Oh, my goodness. This one's adorable. I didn't know I had it. I'm going to go for it. There's something very therapeutic about sponging. Oop, wrong color. Just stamping. It's very therapeutic. There was a big business for a very long time called Stamp It Up. I haven't seen anything from them in a long time, but surely they're still around. You can do little ones, big ones. Just kind of have whatever you want. You can do emojis. I do want to put a couple, I'm umming it up a lot today. Okay, it's a drinking game. Every time I say you gotta have a drink of coffee. Okay, so I'm gonna take a smaller paintbrush and paint my half circles around the edge. I have to be careful. Some of my family's been watching. Thanks for watching. Oh, they know I've always been a little bit of a rebel. Doop, doop. Love it. So you decide, when are you done? Are you done now? Are you done whenever? Here's my gauge. When I'm not sure if I'm done, but I'm asking myself, if your brain is even questioning, do I need another one? Stop. Because you can always add more, but you can't take away very well. My grandma Toot always said, if you have to ask yourself if you want more, you probably don't. And she meant food, but I absolutely use it for everything. Like perfume. If you have to ask yourself if you need another spritz, you should probably stop right there. Okay, I typically spend the next few minutes painting the side black. Don't use a great paintbrush. Use something that's ridiculous, like this one, just because, or a sponge brush, just because the sides can eat up your paintbrush, and paintbrushes are spendy, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to take a few minutes and decorate my cup, and then I'm hoping the dots dry and I don't have to go to the blow dryer too long, because who wants to watch that? And then we'll be done. We're going to put the words on and we're going to be done. So I like to put some white streaks in the top, just for highlighting. Pretty simple. Honestly, to get one of these kits, you can just do it any way you want. You can make a gray or a darker grayish brown that we had before. And I like to paint the stripes. I'm thinking that old lady glasses are a must for this. I always forget to wear them. It's kind of a new thing. I need a bigger paintbrush. Hold on, let me tidy up a little bit. I'm a messy painter. What a fun idea. Get your girlfriends together and paint a whole bunch of these. What do you do with them? Well, I live in the Pacific Northwest, and I have to tell you, coffee's huge, but door hangers were like, what's a door hanger? Well, you totally get the porch leaners, and I have some over there, but the door hangers, you put a couple bows on them, you maybe put a wreath behind it, and you just make a really welcoming front door that says something about who you are. You know, there are like football for football moms, and baseballs for baseball moms, magnolias, you know, the sky's the limit. This one just happens to be for people that love the pumpkin spice season. And then you put your porch leaner up. You would decorate with pumpkins and some dried corn stalks. Different levels, of course. Okay, now I'm going to have to do my porch and show y'all. And just make a fun front entry. Specifically with COVID, you got to make those, you got to wow the delivery guys. But anyway, you could have your girlfriends together and paint these together. And if you had 10 people, they'd all be different. Okay, what am I doing here? So I'm going to make a really wide band. Just try to paint it somewhat similar to my other one. And I'm just breaking up the space into equal areas. Because I did not on my original, but I'm okay with that because it's quirky. Hi guys, if you're just joining, thanks for joining, and tell us where you're from. This is a really long painting for me. I normally like to get in and get out. And if you haven't seen me for a little while, we've done a lot of new stuff. Would love to get back to doing, you know, what we got started on Facebook, which was our free classes for kids. and adults for families, because hello, I'm Kelly Sue with Cleopatra, and we teach kids and families how to paint and create together. So, but my problem is we always did them on Friday at 10. That was a really bad time once school started again, because kids were in school. So, what's a good time? I'm going to take my smaller paintbrush in black, and if I was a painter at home and I had my golden fluid acrylic, I would totally use that right now. You probably don't. So we're just going to come in here and start outlining. So don't press hard, you're going to get a really fat line. If you need to blow dry because you put way too much white paint on the lid, go ahead. Flipping my paintbrush over, going to do a couple dots. So I just do a combination of dots because they're whimsical and curvy lines.
April's from Covington.
Hey April from Covington. I don't know which April. Maybe you've been a student. We had our studio at in Maple Valley for 8 years. Woo! And we still go back to teach once to twice a month with the local school districts, you know, fundraisers, family nights, and with at Vintage Vino. It's kind of like she scratches my back, I scratch hers. I bring in new clients for her by having our wine and paint nights, and she gives me a space to use over there. It's a great symbiotic relationship, and she's so fantastic. And it's right next to Fred Meyer. So what easy was that? Curvy lines, they're not perfect. If you're a perfect artist, you're going to be here for a while, and I probably wouldn't drink a coffee while I was painting this. Is it getting warm in here, or is that just me?
It's getting a little warm.
It's getting a little warm, the sun's coming in. I'm just doing the same thing. Straight lines, dots. Okay, they're not straight. I did have coffee this morning. And doing kind of what feels good, but I'm referring to my original also. Ta-da. This is fun. I'm going to run into some of those teal little polka dots. So if you would not put a pumpkin spice latte porch leaner or a door hanger at your house, what would you be interested in? Because gosh, we've got them all.
Witches on a broom.
I've got the Sanderson sisters.
Shut up!
I know.
What?
Cauldron with the witch's feet sticking out.
That's
she fell in.
adorable. I love that.
Yeah, because I've been doing this a long time. Just because I'm doing this one does not mean that it's up your alley. Maybe you're just at work and bored. And you're like, I'll just see what the telly has on. Oh my gosh.
What the telly has on.
What the telly has on. Ooh, pretty curvy, but that's okay. I'm whimsical. And it looks pretty obnoxious right now, but when the paint cures, guys, what's going to happen? It's going to just kind of slide to the background. It's not going to be as noticeable. If you're brand new to painting, painting on wood's a great place to start. And if you're an expert at painting, painting on wood is a great way to feel creative without having to get all fancy-smancy. Almost done. You have to have a pile of black to dip in. So you could use a recycled egg carton, which allows the paint to drip down, and you'd actually lose less paint than if you were putting it on a plate. Okay, let's do that pumpkin. So the pumpkin, for the stem, I put a smile, and then just kind of do an oval, and just do a wiggly line down the side. Let me move a little closer. a smile, a little oval, dot in the middle, wiggly line down the side, maybe down both sides. Hey Sydney, is that straight? See if I got wonky. Okay, I'm gonna go around the sides with, again, curved lines and dots. I'm shedding. Did say leave a little DNA behind. You can also do this on a canvas. Do the same design on a canvas, guys. The dot system is very therapeutic also. You can just leave spots knowing you're going to come back and put some dots. And then you know that you could do all this curved lines first and all the dots later. Looking good. Okay, let me go into my white. So I'm going to take my very clean paintbrush, and I'm not going to press hard because my line's going to be huge. I'm just going to come up by with a little white in each of the segments. I swear I'm just kicking that hair around today. All right, and the segments, it's going in the painting. It looks really obnoxious right now. It's going to dry and cure, and the other colors are going to come through it. It's not going to look as obnoxious when it dries. Just put a couple wiggles in the stem so it pops. I'm going to wiggle down the side, over the top. Just put some really fun highlights. What would you use to seal this? I like to use Krylon Triple Thick spray myself. What you're going to get, if you get this from us, is you're going to get a little container that says sealer, and it is a polyacrylic gloss. I would not put this in direct weather. What I mean by that is you can put it on a porch, but if your porch doesn't have a roof, I would not put this there. I'm going to have to blow dry my dots really quick. Where's my blow dryer? I took them. Really quick. In fact, Sydney can do this for me. Ta-da! How we doing on? Yep. So just basically right here. And I'm going to probably do this real quick. I don't see. Oh, yeah, at this point, you can use Q-tips for the dots. Easy. You're going to get a little container or two, probably two, of polyacrylic. I know this is showing regular writing, like the way it was, or is it backwards today? Can you read that?
Can you bring it down just a little bit?
Woo!
Polyacrylic.
Yep, it's a clear gloss. That's what I use. You don't have to do anything. While she's doing that, let me show you what to do. I know, right? You can just use this the way it was, but I like to change it a little bit there. Ties all the colors together. You go to the dollar store and you get two of these bows in one pack. And you place it just the way it is, so you don't have to glue on it on there. You don't need it. I'm not a big bow person. But if I'm going to have a bow, look at the difference. Look at the difference. If you're going to have a bow, be like Big Bow Sophia. I don't know if her mom's watching, but we love Big Bow Sophia. And she always wears those JoJo.
JoJo Swia? Sia?
Swia? JoJo. How do you say your last name, JoJo? Bows. And they're big, and she's always had one in every time she's come into the studio in 6 years. So we call her Big Bow Sophia because Sophia is a very popular name. So if you did not know this about us, we have a way of identifying all the kids that come in by sweet little terms, you know, like Big Bow Sophia. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold in and down and fold in and down, and that's how big I want it. I'm going to cut up and back down, and on this side up and back down. And my mom is a bow maker extraordinaire to the point that Christmas looks obnoxiously beautiful, and we wouldn't have it any other way. But what it does for me is it makes me not even want to try. So I'm trying really hard for you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of jute, and I'm going to, ooh, delivery time. So there may be some barking. I'm just going to tie this in the center so that it makes, tie it off. Oh no, that's the kids coming back from getting Starbucks. Okay. So, here we go. And then all I do is these two, or this $1 store bow is going to be extra special now. And my mom, she wouldn't buy dollar store bows. She makes her own from Costco. Gorgeousness.
She is amazing.
Yep, her bow, I'm not even trying anymore because I can't make my
The
bows
type
like
of
her.
bows that you don't even want to touch because you just want to keep them and like re-gift them.
They're from like what you see on a fancy
On Hallmark.
Christmas
Hallmark.
movies. And
They
you walk
look
into the
like
store and it's all
Hallmark
glass
Christmas
and
bows.
balls, like red balls, you know,
Yeah.
and bows. And that's exactly what my mom, Vista Hepburn, that is her talent. Her talent is making Christmas special with, the bows are probably more than the present, guys. That's okay. Okay, I'm being a little rough on this. Mine's a little crooked. See, Mama, I need you, Mama. Okay. I was able to do it on the original. No, she did not do it for me. It's whack. Okay, so hot glue gun it. That's all you have to do. Hot glue gun it, pull it down. Ta-da. There you go. Pretty simple. I even like the jute sticking out. It makes it look really country. This one I was able to do. How come I can do it so well? And it's super cute. Super easy. If you were doing this with your girlfriends, thanks, bud. Starbucks. If you're doing this with your girlfriends,
Thank
new dog.
you. What is that?
You get the kids. We'll give you the bows. We're gonna make them. If you don't like them, fix them. But if you were doing this at home, you can create your own bows or just go like to the dollar store. And then how much you're gonna need? No, I don't want to try that dessert. That's gonna throw me into shock. You're just gonna need some jute or some string, a hot glue gun, like you're with your Gorilla Glue in it. Good to go. Okay.
Oh
next.
yeah.
Is it
There
good?
you go. You gotta take a sip of the pumpkin spice on your pumpkin spice painting.
Pumpkin spice on pumpkin spice.
That one has almond milk, so you can drink it.
That's pretty good.
Right.
Okay, old lady glasses. Let me get my chalk. All right, so I'm just going to, can you see well enough or do I need to kind of come closer? I am totally like, destroying my office space here.
It looks the same, I can see.
Can you see if I were to draw? I'm just going to use chalk, you guys. I'm going to use my own writing. I'm not going to do anything fancy, but you could download any kind of script you want. Okay, so I'm going to start above the pumpkin, right at the curve, and that's going to be the bottom of my hello. So I'm going to go a little bit higher than that. And just do a cursive H. You can make it wonky, whimsical. This one's pretty much straight on. So let's make it a little whimsical. Woo, and down.
The Weeping Willow.
What?
From Harry Potter, isn't that what it's called?
Yes.
The Wampin Willow, not
Said
the Weeping.
wonky.
Okay, but I
Okay.
heard Wampin.
Okay, so the E is like independent, but the bottom touches. Whoop, up, oh. So lovely. And then I erase what I don't want. I don't like my E's straight like that. Let's make it a little whimsical too. It's kids chalk, guys. Just put it on, take it off. Ooh, okay. Hello, and then fall. I had the worst time with this F. It is right here. All right, I'll take it. I'm going to really stretch it out though. So you see there's quite the difference between the F and the A compared to my other letters. And I draw my A, independent, and connect them. And then really stretch out the letters. Hello, fall. So they almost end up at the same place. So how do you letter these? To make them look a little, what's the word when you dip in with the pen?
Wingardium Leviosa.
No, oh my gosh. A calligraphy. Woo! Okay,
I was
stay
close.
in school, kids.
I was close.
Stay in school. If you have a good black that's already thin like your fluid acrylic, pull it out. You don't have to buy this size. In fact, at the studio we used to buy this size. You can get the little $4 or $5 size. Get yourself a nice round paintbrush. And I don't know if this is going to fit the bill. We're going to try it. And then the trick is to, and you might have to thin your paint a little. The trick is to press harder on the downstrokes on the left side than you do on the right side. So I'm just going to take a portion. They're having fun down there. So I pressed harder, and I'm going to pick up my paintbrush and put it down lighter. Yep, I have to go between two different paintbrushes. Okay, and so lighter, and then the downstroke is fatter, so I'm pressing harder. That's how I get that look. I don't really press harder here. It's okay. So on the right, skinny, on the left, fatter. Hello. Hello, spring. Hello, fall. Love them all. What, Sydney? Are you TikToking it over there?
No.
What?
I found these cute pumpkin shirts.
Okay, so Sydney's feeling like she's got a little extra cash in her pocket going jing-a-ling-a-ling, which is super dangerous. She's got a shopping problem, y'all.
I have a real bad shopping addiction.
COVID was crazy on you.
Oh yeah, and where we lived, Amazon Fresh was my best friend.
She ordered food.
I was doing a low carb diet and I was rocking it, and then we moved and that diet went out my.
Yeah, it's because Amazon, why won't you deliver to us? Costco won't deliver to us.
Instacart won't deliver to us.
Costco. Pizza places won't deliver to us.
Chinese.
Nothing. Okay, looking good. Don't worry, when the paint dries, you can go ahead and erase your chalk. It's completely fine.
Make sure you wait till it dries though.
Yeah, oh yeah, you don't want a big smeary mess. Oh, I grabbed the wrong stuff.
If you could have a t-shirt that said one fall saying,
Ooh, good
what
one.
would it be?
I,
Or it could also be like a fall picture like this. Or like
I
a
smell
pumpkin.
children.
That's creepy.
Well, no.
That's creepy.
But that's from.
That's creepy. I don't think you thought that through very well. I know what you mean.
Okay, retake. Ask the question again.
I know you're talking about Hocus Pocus, but if you just had a shirt that had no context that says "I smell children," you're gonna have some weirded out
You didn't
moms.
say it's shirt. You said what?
I
is
said a shirt. If you could have any
Oh.
shirt that had any kind of false saying or a symbol or a picture or anything, what would it be? And you said, I smell children.
Okay.
Can you see where I am
All
coming
right.
from?
I apologize if I offended anybody's sensibilities on that. I can see exactly where I went wrong.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm gonna go skinny. It says we're alternating skinny and fat lines.
Are you excited for Hocus Pocus 2?
What? Yes.
Although they look old.
Shut it! Did you hear her? That Midler couldn't possibly look a day over 65. I don't know. She's amazing. To have that kind of income to fix whatever's wrong. Did you see that movie Death Becomes Her?
No.
So they went in and started fixing themselves.
I would do Botox right here on my forehead to get rid of some of my wrinkles. I also want the Botox that goes like in your jaw that makes you look like you have a strong jawline. I would do that in a second. Get rid of my
Can they
quadruple
inject
chin.
it into my buttocks so I have a strong butt line?
Sure.
Okay, so obviously this is starting to go south fast.
You're the one who brought it south.
I did. I didn't mean it in a bad way. Just, like, as we're aging.
Here, take another sip. You're not you when you're thirsty.
I'm not me without my pumpkin spice latte. If you're watching this on the replay while you're painting this, just fast forward till you're comfortable. Okay, we just have a lot of fun. If you are moms of young kids, you have this to look forward to. Just, bantering with your kid when they're a little bit older and having an amazing relationship with them. We are almost
you silly
done.
Willy.
Okay, almost done. What I want to do is I like to do this step when my paint is still a little wet, and if you don't, that's okay. Just go ahead and make some gray. White obviously is too dark or too contrasty. So I think my makeup is smearing. I feel leaky.
On that side. Right here.
Right here?
A little closer.
Oh boy, she's giving me lots of direction. She's gonna mom me, y'all. Hold on just a second. Ouch! That's what you used to do.
Got it.
Okay. Just keeping it real. You guys are in my studio, so I like to use white while my black is wet. Yeah, it's not so wet. Okay, here we go. And I'm only going to do really the fat side. I don't really do all of it. Kind of like let's just do the left. Oh no, I'm gonna put some. The fatter sections. So you could dry brush. When it dries, it's gonna make those letters pop. Didn't take too long to paint this. And if you're with your girlfriends and you're having some wine or a nice cider.
You know what I found on Pinterest?
Oh boy,
A
we're
pumpkin spice margarita.
Yeah, I'm gonna say pass.
I don't know if that sounds good or not, but
I'm gonna help you with that. We're gonna say pass.
Okay, but
Pass.
Okay.
I
How about
hope
a
it looks
martini?
as good on film as it does in person because it looks fabulous. The only thing I need to do, wait for it to completely dry, take a wet wipe or a damp paper towel, clean up my chalk, and then spray it with my triple thick spray. If you're doing this at home, you'll have a couple sealers like this. Just because this is a really large surface, you're going to need two. I obviously can't send you spray in the mail, but if you could go purchase a $5 container of the Krylon triple thick spray, I don't feel like it yellows. It makes it super glossy and almost buttery. That's what I love about it. So. And you will get lots and lots and lots of wood projects from that one can. And maybe you can share with your girlfriends. Anyway, I'm Kelly Sue with Cleopatra Art Studios. We teach kids and families how to paint and create